Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back to SBU-TV Sports. I'm Louis Genovese. Bonaventure graduate student Madison Stewart has spent the last 5 years on the softball diamond, but she's also made an impact in the firehouse. Our Gannon Horning has the story.
Madison Stewart has been the catcher for St. Bonaventure's softball team since she started here as a freshman. Now in her 5th COVID year and playing over 100 games, not only is she a tenured member of the St. Bonaventure community, she is a volunteer firefighter for Orchard Park. She volunteers for the Orchard Park Fire Company's Central Fire Station. She speaks about her position at the fire company.
So I haven't earned my shield yet. So you start at probationary and then you work your way up.
Maddie is an outstanding volunteer firefighter and supports the well-being of her local community while also presenting a strong face of what it takes to be a Bonnie. Her inspiration came from her grandfather, who was a lieutenant at Philadelphia Fire Department. Reaching a little farther from the Bonaventure community, Chad Long also had a population to protect.
For family outings and events in general to serve the public.
Stewart has 438 putouts and also recording 49 assists over her 5-year career. After this season, she will be hanging up her catching gear and graduate with a master's in education and will become an elementary school teacher. From SBU-TV, I'm Gannon Horning.
Madison remains one of the most tenured players in program history. She and the Bonnies continue their season this weekend against UMass. Amid the offseason, the Bonnies coaching staff is now facing some changes. Bonaventure Associate Head Coach Steve Curran left the program, joining Tony Skinn on George Mason's new staff. Curran remains thankful for the Bonaventure community, but embraces the new challenge.
I mean, I've been here a long time, 13 years, and I just thought it's time for a change. I've done a lot here. I feel like I've helped make Bonaventure a better program. This place will always be home to me. You know, I love Olean, I love the area, I love the people. It's been great.
Curran has spent the last 13 seasons at Bonaventure, leading to the recruitment of a list of key Bona players, including Kyle Lofton and Dominic Welch. Ironman 5 2.0. The program's search for his replacement remains ongoing. Playoff elimination didn't stop the Buffalo Sabres from giving it their all Thursday night against the Ottawa Senators in the final home game of the regular season. The team gave veteran goaltender Craig Anderson a proper send-off with a 4-3 overtime victory. The Sabres now look to round out their season on a high note, heading to Columbus, Ohio to face a familiar Eastern Conference foe in the Blue Jackets. Buffalo surpassed an impressive 40 regular season wins this season for the first time since 2011. You can catch the Sabres' final game of the season at 7:30 p.m. Friday night on MSGB. Women's lacrosse returns to the turf this weekend, hosting the George Mason Patriots. The Bonnies look to snap a 3-game losing streak, regrouping after the program's best start to conference play in nearly a decade. Sophomore attack Fiona McGovern still leads Bonaventure, scoring 47 points this season. The Bonnies will seek their first ever win against the Patriots. Face-off is slated for noon tomorrow at the Mara Athletics Complex. The game will be streamed on ESPN+. On the men's side, the Bonnies travel to Amherst Saturday, visiting the UMass Minutemen. The Bonnies look for a late spark in their season, having lost their last 7 games in their first 2 games in conference play. A win gives the Bonnies its first A-10 victory. Senior attack Jake Rosa continues to lead Bonaventure with 29 points, while graduate attack Sean Wesley follows closely behind with 28 points himself. UMass enters the contest after a 1-point loss to Richmond last week. First face-off starts at 1 p.m. and the game will be streamed on ESPN+. Now to your weekend ahead, baseball returns to A-10 play with 3 home games versus Rhode Island. The softball team travels to Massachusetts looking to bounce back after losing 2 games to Dayton. Men's lacrosse also visits Massachusetts on Saturday, while both men and women's tennis face George Mason Saturday and Mount St. Mary's on Sunday. Track competes at the Brockport Outdoor Invitational on Saturday, and golf plays at the Apertura Collegiate Classic on Sunday. A great weekend to enjoy Bonnie's athletics. We're following all the actions, so give us a follow on our Instagram and Facebook. That's all from me in sports. Back to you, Nick and Anthony. And as you were wondering, Nick, every time I get a chance, I gotta pay respect to the King of Pop.